Beautiful day, Patriots. How are you? I was listening to Michael from Council of Time tonight, and there was something very specific about the show tonight that I was doing and going about my business. As I was listening to the show, I was like, I want to listen to this part again. And as I was listening to tonight's show in the archive, waiting to listen to that specific subject, the last 6 minutes and 49 seconds. 6 minutes and 49 seconds of the archive is dead air. And it's so funny because I wrote that down for a specific person and they just photobombed my video as they usually do. Their timing is pretty good. So I had to redo it different. This is the second time I'm doing it. That's so funny. I'll text you in a minute. Well, you know who you are. Anyways, and that is for you. 6:49 of tonight's show. Michael from councilofTime.com. His archive tonight is dead air, and it's most likely because it's never been talked and discussed about openly or anywhere. And I want to discuss that here in a minute, and I want to lead up to it. With it, like it or not, I've been a big part of the Q community. And within the Q community, if you question others whether that are trying to steer and control a narrative, they don't like it at all. They just don't like it at all. They don't like questions or breaking out of the box. Okay? One example is the Q community hated it when I would sit there and say how ridiculous it is to be saying that JFK Jr. is going to come back to life and save the world. Ridiculous. And the reason is because they kept putting up dates saying that he would show up to help save the world. And then when those dates would come and go, it would cause great depression within the Q community of people getting their hopes up. And then, bam, just what a letdown. And there will be and had been, I would say, I would just assume that people's lives were ruined, if not even lost, because of expecting JFK Jr. to come back and save them, and they tell everybody and put their reputation on it, and then be embarrassed and possibly even have committed suicide over it. It's ridiculous. It's very dangerous. It's extremely dangerous spreading those type of rumors around. Very. And then the Q community hated me for doing that, as that example. Okay, the other parts of it. Now, this is not for the deceivers within the Q community. This is for the people that follow Q, that have listened to me in the past on Twitter, being the only person that said that Donald Trump would not win the election and tried to warn everybody and was mocked and laughed at and ridiculed, which is, I did that on purpose to show everybody within the Q community that it's okay to laugh at me, Gregory Hamilton. I talk to Q and Q talks back so that you guys will never forget who I am for a specific reason. And then after he lost the election and everybody stopped mocking me and laughing at me at that, I told everybody that he would not be put into office in January. And I was again laughed at and mocked at and teased and would be told publicly, impossible, he will guaranteed be put in. But he didn't, did he? And nobody within the Q community would ever have said that and never did say that until afterwards. And it was very dangerous because there was a lot of people within the Q community in November and in January became extremely depressed and caused a lot of problems within their lives, and possibly got so upset and angry that they are the type of person that went out and kicked their dog or maybe even other humans, or maybe did things very sad and depressing, like took their own life because they were so excited about man's gullible tricks. Is this making sense? Did all that stuff happen? The Q community is still saying Donald Trump is coming back, President Donald Trump is coming back into office. The Q community is still saying that JFK Jr. is coming back. Extremely dangerous talk, extremely dangerous talk. So what I'm about ready to talk about now is to the people that were able to have the discernment. We want what's right as human beings. We want justice done for the sake of goodness. This is what all people want. But you can be blinded by having your hopes and dreams up so hard of an illusion that's not real. Right? Just like, okay, want to use one on the other side, the left side? How many genders are there? Depends on what side you ask. Okay? How many different beliefs within the Q community is there? Depends on how many people you ask. Some of them are pushing some very scary, sick agendas because it gets people's hopes up and then... So again, let me rehash what happened in the dead air Michael was talking about. And I'm going to be talking about just to the people that are able to have heard what I talked about before the election, before the inauguration, and realize that I would put myself out there on the line to tell you what was getting ready to happen before it happens, so that they aren't, or that the person that's able to hear it doesn't become depressed beyond healing. Okay? You ready for this big deal? All right? You don't have to believe me right now. What if this happens in the future? You will know not to be scared, to grab your Bible and know that the word in the Bible is true, and that you can sit there and calm and save the people around you. Not the ones that are going to be lost forever. Wheat and chaff, right? You can't save the unsavable. That's not what you're going to try to be doing. You'll be able to see the evil all over the world. You're going to be trying to save the people that are lost, that are scared, that are going to go out and do violent things when the outcome won't matter. You ready for this? I'm sorry to be telling you this stuff. I didn't want to tell you that President Trump was going to lose. I didn't want to tell you that President Trump wasn't going to be put in office. And you can definitely say, and I've told you already, that President Trump is not going to be put back into office for many reasons. Right? But here we go. So that when this happens, you will not be afraid. Okay? Okay? What would happen if our leaders die and America no longer has the government system it has now, and a new government system is put into office? The Q community will sit there and come up with all kinds of brand new things like, yay, it's all finally happening, Nasira, Jasira, whatever garbage that is. But you'll see that it's not going to be what you thought it was going to be. It's going to be scary for everybody. But it won't be scary when you know it's coming, you've seen it happen, grab your Bible. God bless you, God bless America, and God